Hello you guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, you're watching BookedonCharity, and in today's video we'll be going through my magical readathon TBR. It is autumn equinox and we're back at Aurelium. I've got my reading prompts, aka syllabus, that I need to complete. So my calling is Master of Elements and there are specific classes that I need to complete. First, I need a distinction in elemental studies, which means I need to do the ordinary and the qualifying prompts as well. I need an ordinary for shapeshifting, I need ordinary for animal studies, I need ordinary for astronomy, I need qualifying for restoration. So that's two prompts that I need to complete. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, I will link G's video down below where she is announcing the readathon and as well as explaining what it is. Okay, so first of all, in elemental studies, because I need to get a distinction, I first have to complete the two courses before that. So for ordinary, it says element of earth, so I need to read a book with earth in the title. I don't have any books with earth in the title, so I tried to look for books with the actual earth as part of the cover. Didn't get that either, so I kind of like searched around a little bit and this is what I came up with. So I've got Leviathan Wakes by James S.A. Corey, and this is book 1 of the Expense series, which is also part of Prime Original series, so it has been adapted to a TV series and it doesn't have earth in the title or on the cover. These are just spaceships, but there is earth in the description, so I'm gonna count that. And I'm just saying, I go through magical readathon very lightly. I'm not so heavy into it. I'm doing it for fun, so you'll see some of the prompts. I'm not too strict on myself. I give myself a little bit of leeway, and as G always says, the point of this is to have fun. So this is what I'm doing. It's a fun way to choose a TBR and to feel like you are part of something. It's nice. So this is the first book that I got. And then for qualifying, I've got Book Stanced, which is to read a book that is over 500 pages long. Now, you guys know I read a lot of fantasy and I don't have a shortage of those books, but there is one book that I specifically chose because I'm trying to complete the series, and that is Gleam by Raven Kennedy. This is the third book in the Plated Prisoner series, and I've completed book 1 and book 2, and I want to quickly like wrap this up. I don't want to keep it dragging for too long because I feel like it's the kind of series, if I do leave it for a long period of time, I would probably not want to go back to it, because book 2 wasn't that great. It was okay, it was very slow, nothing really happened, and I was a little bit disappointed in it. So I'm looking forward to book 3, and hopefully there's a bit more action in there. I mean, it's 500 pages, so I really hope Raven Kennedy brought it in this book, because I would be very upset if it's 500 pages of what she gave us in book 2. And then for distinction, the prompt is Lover Snakes, so I need to read a book with a snake on the cover, and for that I've chosen Only a Monster, and this is by Vanessa Lynn. So the front of the cover does not have a snake, but if you turn it around, we've got a serpent-ish situation going on there. It looks very dragonish, but it's a serpent, and I'm gonna count that. So I'll be reading this book. The tagline for this book is, in every story there is a hero and a monster, and she is not the hero. So looking forward to this one. I think I did read a chapter of this one maybe 2 months ago to figure out my TBR, and I was really intrigued by it, so looking forward to hopefully picking it up. And then for shapeshifting, the prompt is Formation Fangs, and that is to read a book with vampires in it. And for that, I've got Certain Dark Things by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. I don't know anything about this book, but it does mention vampires in it. So it says, from the New York Times best-selling author of Mexican Gothic comes Certain Dark Things, a pulse-pounding neo-noir reimagining vampire lore. Sounds good. It's not that long, so hopefully we can pick this one pretty quick. I keep saying hopefully because I've read basically nothing in the last 7 days. Things have been quite hectic, so I really hope that I can pick up my reading starting tomorrow. Tomorrow is the 31st of July, so we have the option to actually start with the readathon early, but I'm trying to work through books that are currently open. And then for animal studies, I've got Ordinary again, and it says Introduction to Domestic Creatures, and that is to have your pet pick your book. I do not have a pet, so I picked a book myself because there are a lot of books that I want to read, and I want to kind of like be strategic as well to put in books that I am currently in the mood for. And this book came on my radar when I heard people talk about the sequel that is out now, and when they mentioned the synopsis of this, I'm like, this sounds really good, and that is Little Thieves, and this is by Margaret Owen. Look at this beautiful cover. I mean, it's stunning. And at the back it says, once upon a time there was a beautiful, kind princess and her wicked maid. One day the wicked maid stole the princess's face, and with it her name, her betrothed, everything. The princess had to toil away as a servant while her maid lived like a queen. When the maid was caught, she died for her crimes, and the princess lived happily ever after. Or that is how the story has been told. Now it's time to hear the other side of the story. Sounds so good. I can't wait to read Little Thieves. Book 2 is out. I forgot the name of book 2 now. I don't think they would have it in this one, but I'm really looking forward to this book. I've heard amazing things about this book. And then for astronomy, which is also in the class Ordinary, I meant to find a word in the last song I listened to and then pick a book based on that. No, I didn't do that because I tried to do that, and since right now I don't actually listen to a lot of music. Number one, I listen to audiobooks 90% of the time that I am commuting, and I do not listen to music when I'm in the house, right? So the only genre that I've been listening to for the last couple of months has been Afro beats. And if you guys know anything about Afro beats, the titles are not usually on the normal side. So I went to the last song that I listened to, and I'm just like, definitely I don't have a book with this word in it, and I just kept going back and back, and I'm just like, you know what, I'm gonna pick a book that I want to read and stop stressing myself. And for that, I have decided to pick up Morning Star by Pierce Broad. Yes, I already started this book, but I actually am going back to restart it because I've read a good chunk of the beginning part of this book through audio and audiobook only, and I really want to read it physically as well. So I decided to restart Morning Star, and that's what we're gonna do. So that is my pick for this prompt. And finally, for restoration, I need a qualifying, and before I get to qualifying, I need to first get to the Ordinary. And for Ordinary, prompt is induce sleep. So it says start a book right before you go to sleep or while in bed, something like that. And for that, I chose a romance because I wanted like something easy, simple, that could like get me through the night and like make me feel very peaceful right before going to sleep. And for that, I have chosen Sweet Hand. I'm trying to show you the cover. I've chosen Sweet Hand, and this is by Angie Peltier, and it is the first book in the Island Bites series. I'm not sure if the other books are out yet. When was this one out? It doesn't give us a year. 2021. It was first published in 2021, so it doesn't tell us about the other books in the series, but somewhere I saw that this is like the first book in this specific series. But yeah, looking forward to this. I don't know what the trope is for this romance, and I'm okay not knowing it, but because it surrounds food. I feel like there's gonna be a lot of food talks, and books like that usually make me like hungry, and I hope that the descriptions of the food is like really good. And I'm just hoping for good chemistry with these characters. I struggle a lot with romance novels, and especially new adult romance novels, because I feel like they really skip the whole chemistry part and they just go straight into smut, and that's just not my jam. So I don't know if these look like older characters or not, but looking forward to this one. And then finally, for qualifying, it says relocating pain, and that is to read a book in different locations. That is not a problem for me because I don't normally read a book in one sitting, so I'll be moving around between the couch, the bed, the car when I'm driving and I'm listening to the audiobook. So in that case, I have selected One for My Enemy. This is by Olivia Blake. I've got so many books by Olivia Blake now, and I just want to start working through them. And this is one of the newer releases. This is a 2023 release, and it's a standalone. And this book has been published by Tor. I don't know if there was an earlier publication. Okay, so it says first published 2023 by Tom Doherty Associates. A version of Acts 1 to 3 was originally published in 2018 by Which Way magazine. I don't know what this means. I don't know if this had a different title in 2018, but I know that all of Olivia Blake's books, well, is it all? Most, let me say most, because I think I saw, I don't know, this My Chemical Romance. I've never heard of this one. But the Atlas trilogy and Alone with You in the Ether, One for My Enemy, and Masters of Death are all being published currently by Tor. So yeah, love it for Tor and love it for Olivia Blake and love it for me, because I love books that have been published by Tor. I've got a good track record in terms of enjoyment of their books. So yeah, that is the last book in my TBR. Let me know down below what you are planning on reading in the month of August. Are you participating in the Magical Readathon or not? If not, what are you reading? And leave me a magical wand if you've made it this far in this video. Remember to like this video if you enjoyed it. Remember to share it with your friends and family. Remember to subscribe to my channel down below if you haven't done so already. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye. Wow.